ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय রামকৃষ্ণায় তে নমঃ।
সবাইকে আরও একবার স্বাগত জানাই শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ আ বায়োগ্রাফি নামক এই ভিডিও সেগমেন্টে। আগের দিন আমরা কামিং টু ক্যালকাটা এই পার্টটা আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরেছিলাম। আজকে আমরা ব্রেড উইনিং এডুকেশন পার্ট 1 এটা আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরবো। এটি একটি বড় পার্ট, সেই জন্য যারা লিসনার্স তাদের সুবিধার জন্য আমরা এটাকে দুভাগে ভাগ করেছি। তার প্রথম ভাগটা আজকে আমরা আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরব। The anguish of the inner soul of India found expression through these passionate words of the young Gadadhar. For what did he unsophisticated eye for what did his unsophisticated eyes see around him in Calcutta? At that time, the metropolis of India and the center of modern culture and learning, greed and lust held sway in the higher level of the society, and the occasional religious practices were merely outer forms from which the soul had long ago departed. Gadadhar had never seen anything like this at Kamarpukur among the simple and pious villagers. The sadhus and wandering monks whom he had served in his boyhood had revealed to him an altogether different India. He had been impressed by their devotion and purity, their self-control and renunciation. He had learned from them and from his own intuition that the ideal of, as taught by the ancient sages of India, was the realization of the God. When Ramkumar reprimanded Gadadhar for neglecting a bread-winning education, the inner voice of the boy reminded him the legacy of his ancestors, the legacy of Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Sankara, Ramanuja, Chaitanya was not worldly security but the knowledge of God. And these noble sages were the true representative of the Hindu society. Each of them was seated, as it were, on the crest of the wave that followed each successive trough in the tumultuous course of Indian national life. All demonstrated that the life current of India is spirituality. This truth was revealed to Gadadhar through that inner vision which scans past and futures in one sweep, unobstructed by the barriers of time and space. But he was unaware of the history of the profound change that had taken place in the land of his birth during the previous 100 years. Hindu society during the 18th century had been passing through a period of decadence. It was the twilight of the Musalman rule. There were anarchy and confusion in all spheres. Superstitious practices dominated the religious life of the people. Rites and rituals passed for the essence of spirituality. Greedy priests became the custodians of the heaven. True philosophy was supplanted by dogmatic opinions. The Pandits took delight in vain polemics. In 1757, English traders laid the foundation of British rule in India. Gradually, the government was systemized and lawlessness suppressed. The Hindus were much impressed by the military power and political acumen of the new rulers. In the wake of the merchant came the English educators and social reformers and Christian missionaries, all bearing a culture completely alien to the Hindu mind. In different parts of the country, educational institutions were set up and Christian churches established. Hindu young men were offered the heady wine of the Western culture of the late 18th and early 19th century, and they drank it to the very dregs. This was the breadwinning education first part. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna here in the biography, in his biography, here it was explained that the coming of the British, some part coming of the British, and before the rule of the Mughals, and here also explained Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's that inner voice in which he realized his ancestors, great ancestors like Bhagavan Ramachandra, Bhagavan Krishna, Bhagavan Buddha, Sankaracharya, Ramanuja, and Chaitanya. So here this was only the first part of the breadwinning education. The next part we will be discussing in our next week, next class. ঠাকুরের চরণ স্পর্শ করে আজকের এই সেশনটা আমি এখানেই শেষ করছি। ধন্যবাদ।
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।